Hello everybody, this is Bacter, and welcome back to the penultimate video of Let's Play Hyper Light Drifter. We just beat the boss of the final southern area, and we could go on into the middle of town right now and have it out with the final boss of the game, whoever that happens to be. Certainly we haven't seen anybody that we think it would be appearing every time we have a cough or a sore throat or whatever. Irony. With the final gates being open, really the only thing keeping us from sending into those halcyon groves is our obsessive video game-ish need to collect everything. So we're going back to all the areas that had as a prerequisite either the major modules or the minor modules from this area, or the keys, or it needed you to beat the boss of this area, or at least raise the pillar. So that was the first one that we just went to. The second such area was right near the entrance, if we recall. And as I think you will agree, first priority is going to be destroying these Explodo boxes, which we do there with alacrity. We've got, we've pretty much got a full complement of almost everything in the game. We've got more than enough doubloons. We've got now all the keys. There is remaining but one tablet, which I missed earlier, which we'll be collecting then. So really all that's left is we need to get all the outfits that we can, which there are still 2 or 3 of those knocking around, although we will easily get them. There's those little scorpion guys from up top, and look at that guy up there. I don't think we've seen any corpse which looks quite as much like the Hyper Light Drifter. Here he is, and a handsome-looking man he is, so we get his gear. And that's with all the keys in the game. It requires you to unlock that. So who knows how, Easter eggy that thing is supposed to be. Anyway, now that we have all of the modules from this area, we can go to the final challenge area. Recall, as I said, that the final challenge areas, and especially the one for the southern area, are meant to be extra bonus challenges, and are probably on par with difficulty with the final boss himself. I actually just played through and finished up recording the whole rest of the game, and so the challenge curve is really interesting. I remember fighting the final boss quite a few times the first time I played him, but I think I've said once you get his pattern downs, well, let me just say he's not as hard as he maybe was the first time I fought him. We'll see whether or not I blow him out of the water in the final video, but for now, we're just dodging turrets, which is something we really should know how to do by now. So for all that we've gone, all the power that we've gained, all the different outfits and moves and tech, I don't know that we're really any closer to solving the mystery of, heck, what we're here to do. That's still a bit of a cipher. However, we are certainly aware that it has to do with the sickness that plagues us and plagued our cool friend. Here we are. You knew it was going to be a big brawl, and of course I begin things by just blowing myself right out of the arena. And it has something to do with that black specter that's been haunting us. And it appears that all of these lands had sort of an ancient component to them. Certainly we've seen factories, we've seen production facilities, arms depots, prisons. Something real serious was going on here. It looks like all these monsters may have been manufactured, and it looks as if they were, either the causes of or the victims of some sort of invasion. Certainly things went wrong at some point. Perhaps they tried to conquer other lands, or perhaps they were betrayed by their own creations. Who knows? Well, presumably, we'll find something, at least, when we enter the big diamond in the middle of town. The thing that's been shadowing us, or at least there in the middle for this whole game. Now, these guys we haven't seen too much of outside of the arena, and I will say the arena is hands down the hardest thing in the game. So if you've beaten the arena, you're more than qualified for any of these additional challenges. As I said in the arena, you're going to want to tackle them by hitting them hard with a lot of bullets. You can easily make up bullets taking down lesser value targets later. And you're just going to whack them. Yep. We're not quite done yet, of course. The farther away you can take these guys on, the better. This arena is really good for fighting them because there's that little cover breaking all over the place. It is an interesting arena for sort of your final, unless you haven't tackled the arena already, your final major brawl, because everything that's an advantage is a disadvantage too. These pillars that block their line of sight can also make it hard for you to run around. The pits, that you can trap your enemies in can just as easily lead you to take a dump. Spill, if you will. They certainly give you plenty of health boxes, so you shouldn't be over worried about that. But these jumpy enemies, to me, are not quite as strong or as dangerous as the minigun enemies, but jumping all over the place as they do, they still do present quite a challenge. So that's that. We have beaten every fight in the game that isn't the final boss at this point. And for our persistence, we unlock body containing this beast of a gun. This is the final gun. We got all the guns award, and it is just a monster. It does so much damage. In fact, it might be best, honestly, if you're playing this through in a regular playthrough. It takes a while to aim and load up and charge, but it'll one-shot many things. I think it probably 2 shots, or maybe even 3 shots, the big machine gun guys. I'll have to test that out, but it's very good against them. Buying the gun upgrade only upgrades you to 3 ammo, but nevertheless, we're still obviously going to do it. Yeah, it's definitely worth having, although obviously a very late game armament. At this point in a regular playthrough, you probably haven't gotten all the secrets. Here is that tablet we missed incidentally. And now that we have all 4, I will read the translated tablets for the southern area, and they go as follows. Overwhelming wonders and power, desperate hunger for progress, distortion of life, devouring body, the first victim of the invasion. So that clears up quite a bit. My guess at this point is we're actually dealing with sort of a Doom-style plot, wherein this advanced civilization that lived here before us and probably owned the whole of the country came upon some means of generating, we'll go there later, of generating power. I wonder what all these townspeople think about all these pillars raising up, if they care, if they know it's us, I don't know. Anyway, but it warped the bodies and minds of those who dealt with it, and eventually led to some sort of corruption and invasion, which started in the southern area, perhaps took over the monoliths, the titans, spread to all the lands, and was just barely stopped. And my guess is that's where some of these monsters come from. And we're here. There's our final outfit, getting all the tablets, to put it down, to finally put a stop to whatever gross things the ancients had been doing. Apparently it also causes sickness, and that's what we've got. So, that at this point is everything that there is to do, except for 2 things, actually. We've got to take on the soccer goblin, which I have recorded a bit, showing you how that's done, and we've got to take on the final boss. So we're really here at the end game. I look forward to tackling both of those challenges with you guys, and we'll pick out an outfit here. Let's go with the pink for the final curtain call. I've really enjoyed this playthrough of Hyper Light Drifter. I hope you have as well. And yeah, let's finish this. Let's kick the final boss. See if we can't earn ourselves a little peace. Thanks a lot, and I will see you guys next time on Let's Play Hyper Light Drifter.